organizations as terrorist organizations. They don't see the human face of the Palestinian people.
Issam Alyamani, father, husband, student. If the security agency gets its way, never a Canadian. Back in a moment.
It's an incredible offer on brand name pantyhose.
So who exactly is Issam Alyamani? It depends on who's describing him. The Canadian Security Intelligence Service says he's a threat to Canada's national security. He has links to terrorist groups. CSIS wants him out. Other people, including many Canadians of Arab descent, and certainly including Alyamani himself, say he's a landed immigrant with an interest in Palestinian rights, period. All this comes to a head at a hearing 1 week from now. Rana Zawa has been taking an advanced look at the file.
Issam Alyamani is a symbol. To the Canadian Arab community, he represents the fight to hold his own political beliefs under Canadian law.
Most of us are here because we feel that every one of us is Issam Alyamani because he's been tried particularly for his views and for his beliefs. Most of them are ours.
We have something like 40 signatures of the faculty members.
These are some of the academic, religious, and business leaders of Greater Toronto's 70,000 Arab community.
It's a human rights issue. It's freedom, expression.
In 1985, Issam Alyamani came to Canada from Lebanon. The Palestinian passed security checks and became a landed immigrant. He's married with 2 children and studies political science at York University. After 3 years, he applied to become a Canadian citizen. Canada's security agency did another investigation and now recommends that he be deported.
They believe that my political activities and political affiliation as a potential threat to the Canadian security.
How do you feel about that?
I feel it's ridiculous.
His affiliations are with the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. The PFLP was co-founded by his father, and it joined the PLO in 1968. In the 1960s and early 70s, the PFLP initiated a number of military and terrorist actions, like hijacking planes, bombing civilian targets. Those incidents brought the PFLP to world attention.
Since 1972, the PFLP stopped this kind of tactics. I never participated in the military activities of any of the Palestinian organization.
Alyamani says there are many sides to the PFLP. He claims his involvement has strictly been for humanitarian projects for Palestinians in the Middle East.
CSIS looks to the Palestinian organizations as terrorist organizations. They always relate money to terrorism. I received from different sources, persons and organizations around $1 million, and all of them were sent to the occupied territories, to the agricultural projects, medical projects, health projects. There is 11,000 prisoners. They have families, they have children. They don't need guns, they need food.
This is one of the locations where CSIS operates. The Secret Service won't comment on this case or any of its investigations. But at a government hearing, CSIS disclosed some of its reasons for recommending deportation. It was based on what he might do, not on what he has done. Among its claims, it states that Alyamani would most probably participate in terrorist activities because he's the leader of the PFLP in Canada. He's likely to participate in unlawful activities like fundraising by fraudulent means, and likely to arrange for safe houses to conceal people involved in illegal acts. It's paragraph 19 of the Immigration Act that states persons who are likely to participate in unlawful activities of an organization are inadmissible and should be deported. At that government hearing, Barbara Jackman was his legal counsel. She says it's guilt by association.
It hinges on his association with his father and other members of the PFLP hierarchy, even if they're acting legally. And in Issam's case, nobody ever indicated that he'd done anything illegally or that he himself likely would personally do something illegally. We all have things that we believe in. We all have organizations or individuals or things that we support, political causes, humanitarian causes. And just because we may believe in things like that, we shouldn't end up being subject to state control.
The PFLP is not the Cancer Society and is not some welfare organization. It is an organization that is committed to terrorism.
Moishe Ronan is an executive member for the Canadian Jewish Congress. He takes issue with claims that say the PFLP does humanitarian aid.
Even as early as March 23rd of this year, they took responsibility for the murder of an Israeli. Well, as a Canadian, I don't think that we should tolerate our government allowing people who have links to a terrorist organization, who are openly admitting those links.
People who have been occupied have a right under international law to fight their occupier. So an attack on an Israeli armed force in the occupied territory that's attacking young Palestinian children is a legitimate target. That kind of violence is not terrorism.
And in fact, they may be doing a lot of good for some of their own people, but that in no way excuses violence and murder.
Reg Whitaker is recognized as an expert in immigration security. He's concerned that Canada's reliance on other countries means we receive biased intelligence information.
The problem, I think, is that CSIS really doesn't have its own independent Canadian sources of information. CSIS did not appear to be aware of the fact that a group like the PFLP undertook various humanitarian functions on behalf of Palestinians.
James Kafia is past president of the Canadian Arab Federation. He believes the CSIS case against Alyamani illustrates a bias against Canadian Palestinians.
It sends us a message that we're not equal citizens, that we're not given the same opportunities to exercise freedom of speech as other communities would be allowed to, and putting a chill on people who are interested in being involved in Palestinian human rights issues.
Next week, the test case involving Alyamani will go to the Federal Court of Canada. His lawyers will argue that CSIS does not have evidence that proves he's a subversive. For those who'll be watching, the outcome will determine what international causes Canadian residents can legally support. For Issam Alyamani, the outcome will determine his future.
Good. I chose Canada to be my home. I didn't do anything illegal in this country.
Issam, what do you want?
I want to be treated like any other Canadian in this country. I want to live normal life, walk freely. I want to live in peace, and that's it.
Ron Azawas, CBC News, Toronto.
Got a suggestion for a story? Please give us a call. The number to call, 205-7700. You can fax us, 205-716.